Mel Kiper with his latest mock draft.
Yeah, the great Mel Kiper, the legend, the forerunner who nailed his best call in recent years is nailing Tyler Smith months before anybody else.
How much did Mel stain his own name with the Shador fiasco last year? It's hard for me to get that out of my head. Before it was, oh my God, long time legend, and a guy who doesn't have a cell phone, you got to call his landline, and all these weird quirks. Todd McShay with amazing stories. It's hard for me now to let go of the Shador state.
So I would imagine
and a lot of these media people are now getting called out for being compromised, by the way. It happened with Ryan Clark, David Mulugheta representation for C.J. Stroud, and then that clip going around from Get Up where everyone on the panel is like, not Josh Allen's fault. Josh Allen's the man. Mike Greenberg was like, there's no quarterback that I've seen play the position better. Rex said best player in football, but all those people are represented by CAA, who is Josh Allen's agency. So, internet sleuths are now checking out the representation, and that's where people are trying to figure out, what's the tie? How did Deion get to you, Mel?
Pelissero and McCarthy. That's we've all said that one recently, where it's like, well, you seem to be going out of your way. That one we've known for several years, but I don't know if it damaged him with the generic fan who just turns on the TV around draft time and listens to Mel Kiper talk. I don't think when they see Shador fall, they think, boy, Mel, you were wrong. Like, analysts and other people who cover it probably are like, Mel missed there, or Mel was clearly good. I think instead they just look at it like, oh, outrage. Shador should have gone earlier because Mel said he should have gone earlier. And so so I don't know that it's a credibility hit with your average fan, but somebody who follows it definitely, I think, was like, okay, you're compromised. But he does have his sources. He does have his people that he talks to, and he's hit on some calls early before and stuff related to the Cowboys. So he's got his new mock draft out, and we can see leading up to 12 what happens ahead of the Cowboys. Now, I think heading into this right now, it feels like most Cowboys fans right now are on board with, hey, the dream scenario would be Caleb Downs. Like last year, it was Tetairoa McMillan was kind of one of the dreams of if he could slide to you, that'd be a great pick. This year, it feels like it's the Ohio State safety Caleb Downs is the guy that everybody is just crossing their fingers can fall. First pick, Las Vegas Raiders, Fernando Mendoza. He says that's an easy one. That's the direction the Raiders are going.
So they traded for Lamar.
Yeah. Number 2, New York Jets, Arvell Reese, linebacker, Ohio State, who some people view as an edge rusher, some people view as a linebacker, just depends. Cardinals at number 3 take Francis Maui-Goa, the offensive tackle at Miami, the right tackle, who's a really good player. Number 4, Tennessee Titans take David Bailey, edge rusher from Texas Tech, who is my favorite pass rusher in the draft. I think he's really, really special. Number 5, Giants take Carnell Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State, who's top receiver in the draft, but
Golden's brother, nephew.
You look at you've already invested in Malik Neighbors. You got Jackson Dart. I understand they've had but I might consider some secondary or some trench stuff if I'm the Giants.
John Harbaugh's like, come on, you couldn't get me a receiver in Baltimore. Let's get another one now.
Because a report came out when he wanted Hopkins out of the draft.
No, Puka.
Was it Puka? Was it Puka that he really wanted?
Were you talking about DeAndre?
I thought the report came out that he wanted DeAndre out of the draft, initially.
No, he wanted Puka.
Okay.
He wanted Puka. But look, those types of stories, by the way, there's 50,000 of those where someone's going to be right, someone's going to be wrong. The coach, if you want him that bad, did you want him the second round? I don't know. He was drafted in the 5th.
Broadus said you got to fight for these guys if you're in the room.
It was Terry Pagula who said that, right?
Look where Broadus is now.
I know. He fought for Andre Wadsworth.
The Cleveland Browns at number 6 take Spencer Fano, the offensive tackle, Utah. Number 7, the Washington Commanders, the second NFC East team. Ruben Bain, the Miami edge rusher who was wrecking shop throughout the CFP. Number 8, New Orleans Saints take Jordan Tyson, wide receiver from Arizona State.
If Bain fell to 12, would you be doing backflips?
Yeah. Bain's a good player. I would take Bain.
But there's no way he drops, right?
I don't think so. There was a time where people thought he might. I don't think that people think he'll go there now. 9, Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame, goes to the Chiefs. So we're through 9 picks, no Caleb Downs yet.
Could you imagine the Chiefs rolling running back at 9? Now, it's like you could get away with it from the you're a ready-to-win team, but not when you don't have any receivers.
The Cowboys are going to end up trading up and giving away the other first for
Jeremiah Love?
No,
for Downs.
Number 10, the Cincinnati Bengals take Caleb Downs, safety, Ohio State.
Oh, no.
Number 11, Keldrick Falk to the Miami Dolphins. That's the defensive end out of Auburn, who is kind of a unique case because he's considered like, man, yeah, that's a top 10 player. And he consistently throughout his career gets about 2 sacks a year. But it's because of what he's asked to do at Auburn. He's similar to Michael Williams, who we talked about at Georgia last year, of just it's upside. And, well, he's not asked totally to do what we would have him do in the NFL, so we're projecting out a little bit. And then it rolls around to the Dallas Cowboys and what has become the most popular pick for them at number 12 to this point. Number 12, the Dallas Cowboys select Sonny Styles, linebacker, Ohio State. And this is the write-up.
Sexy pick.
Said if you wanted to score points in 2025, all you needed was a matchup with the Cowboys defense. Ouch. They allowed 30.1 points per game, the most in the league. This is another spot where Jermod McCoy from Tennessee, the corner, could make sense, though Deron Bland will be back in 2026. And I think Keldrick Falk could fit here if he's still on the board. But Dallas could really use an impact player in the middle of the defense. Styles is a former safety, and it's no surprise once you see his speed. He can close on ball carriers and pass catchers in a flash. With 174 tackles over the past 2 seasons, he's a top 10 prospect for me. He is super young. He's 20 years old. He is considered...
He's very tall.
He's 6'4". He's like 240, and he used to play safety. So he is fast, and he's got coverage ability and is a really smart processor. Still raw playing linebacker, but a guy like measurables and projection for his ability and the football character, being young, I mean, a lot of boxes are checked for Sonny Styles.
He's the most common name being projected at 12.
Yeah.
I don't even know there's another one that I've seen in second place that I can think of.
No, lately it seems like every big mock that's come out has him at 12. And it's obviously an easy fit. They need linebacker really bad, and he very well could be the best player left on the board.
Yeah, the one thing that always scares me about this, or that would scare about this, and he's got amazing pedigree. Right, he was like the second overall player at the position out of high school. He was the top overall player in the region. So, like, in general, he's a true blue chip player. When you've got 3 studs on defense, like one's behind you, one's in front, I always wonder, like, are they all 3 super studs, or is one getting kind of deficiencies covered up because the other 2 are so great?
I mean,
it's a fear. That's it.
Yeah, I think at linebacker. Like safety and linebacker, you absolutely can get deficiencies covered up with other good players. Like, for instance, a linebacker can be covered a little bit if he's got a ridiculoely good defensive tackle in front of him, because that guy is just keeping him clean. He doesn't have to get off blocks. He can just charge in there, do whatever. I think Sonny Styles is a good player. I think that's going to be a safe pick.
Is there a comp?
It's not in terms of like maybe with a little bit better coverage ability. Like Van Der Esch is not awful. Like that's not a bad comp. So thinking Van Der Esch type of player, like similar build, really good athlete, and somebody who
was Van Der Esch that big?
Van Der Esch was 6'4" and 235 when he was drafted.
His neck was 60 pounds.
Yeah, he had that Takeo Spikes neck for sure. Okay, so you dress linebacker. So if I tell you you've got linebacker, just in your head, you're automatically thinking pick 20 should be what position?
Corner, DN, safety.
So safety, now that Caleb Downs is gone, not really many left. So safety, you're probably looking at going, okay, if I want a safety, I'm going to have to trade back. I'm looking at the board now, and I'm saying the top edge rushers are all pretty much gone. They all went ahead of me. I can get somebody at 20, but that may be more a pick that fits for the back end of the first round. So would I need to move down? Corner, you're in good shape, because corner, the top 2 are still there. It's Mansour Delane from LSU, and it's Jermod McCoy from Tennessee, but McCoy obviously hasn't played in over a year. The Rams, the very next pick, take Jermod McCoy from Tennessee. So that's off the board. You get down, you get a receiver taken by the Ravens, tight end by the Buccaneers. Ty Simpson finally goes to the Jets at pick 16. And then you get to pick 18, and the Minnesota Vikings. They not only took your defensive coordinator, they took your corner, and they take Mansour Delane, the corner from LSU. So now that you've slid down a little bit and you get to pick 20, you've got what I think is a really strong pick. I just don't know that it makes you that much better next year. Cowboys take the other Miami edge rusher, Akheem Mesidor. Miami lost in Monday's national championship game, but did you watch Mesidor? This is from Kiper. He had 2 sacks, bringing his total to 12.5 for the season. He's been around college football for a long time. He absolutely has. His first year was the COVID year. He will be 25 years old the first time he plays an NFL snap.
Out.
You're already out on that?
Yeah, he is old. He is an old man.
Now it's a big concern. It is.
Because the real concern here is he is 25, A, but B, it's he fits the mold to being a great college football playoff transfer portal guy. He was a guy that had very few Power 5 offers. He had offers from like Delaware and Buffalo and schools like that. And then now he had some for like Big Ten and SEC, but it was Indiana when Indiana was still Indiana.
If he was 22 years old and he didn't have the injury history does, which is bad. There's a reason he's 25 and eligible to play. It's because he's had injury issues.
What are the injuries?
He all over. He's dealt with stuff. He has been fragile. He's dealt with injuries all over his body. He's had some shoulder stuff. I think he had a knee. So he's dealt with a lot of different things. If he didn't have the injury history and he wasn't 25 years old, he would go in the top 10. That's the kind of ability he has. If you want to talk about just advanced, ready, looks like an NFL player in terms of the way he rushes the passer and knows how to do things, that's Mesidor. Mesidor might be the top guy in the draft.
Yeah, he was balling out the other night.
So he's super advanced.
Can't do it at 25.
And that's the thing. He's 25 years old. Now the Cowboys, what are the Cowboys often guilty of? Their personal experiences. They let hey, this worked, so let's do this. Or we know this guy.
We drafted a 25-year-old back in 1991.
Does Jerry just start thinking, I remember when they said Terrence Newman was 25. And look at him. He played 15 years in the NFL. He was a good player. He made some Pro Bowls.
He came in at 25?
He was 25 years old. He was 24 or 25. He was old. Because I remember...
very odd back then.
Little ball of hate.
Yep.
Just could not stop saying enough bad things. Jen Floyd Engel just could not say enough bad things about Terrence Newman at the time. But... Mel writes that taking Sonny Styles at 12, then Mesidor here would help the Dallas defense in a big way, but Jerry Jones would have to figure out the secondary on day 2 or in free agency. You don't have a day 2 pick, Mel. That's even another hole on that side of the ball. Pick. And that's the thing is that I think as you approach, we talked about the success rate of free agent edge rushers has been decent. I think that's why you've got to look at, all right, maybe we go ahead and we just address edge through free agency, and we really focus on secondary and linebacker in the draft. And we try to find that corner or that safety. And look, if you don't feel good about Jermod McCoy's health and Mansour Delane doesn't fall to you, maybe you start looking to trade back from 20. And you just say, all right, let me get back a little bit further and pick up some extra picks, and I'll find a day 2 safety like Dylan Thieneman from Oregon or go sort of that direction. So I think Akheem Mesidor would be a really good player here if he stayed healthy. And the other aspect of it is he going to play enough right away with a heavy defensive line rotation to justify that that's worth the 20th pick when you have as many holes as you do? A safety would come in here and play damn near 100% of the snaps right away. No, not at 25. You got a 5-6 year career. If he gets the second contract, he's already 30.
He's an old man.
Can't do it.
You got guys. This is like one of the problems that baseball has. You have free agents getting to free agency at 29 years old. You don't want that.
I don't even think I'd take him in the second round because of his age.
He was, I'm trying to look at this. Yeah, so when he committed in college, this is how long ago it was.
Although I guess what? Average age, what's the average length of career for a first-round defensive end? I guess if you got 7 years out of it, you'd be okay. It's shooting too high for the moon to say 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, generally
I don't know, man. I that's to me is the benchmark. If you're going to draft a first-round guy, my benchmark is this guy's going to be here 10.
Maybe they're they look at it like we're so win now right now, don't really care. He can be here for 5 years and we'll run him into the ground and he'll get us double-digit sacks and that's all we're worried about. He committed to West Virginia initially. That's where he went. He committed to West Virginia to play there while Tom Brady was still playing for the Patriots. That's how long it's been that Akheem Mesidor is playing. In fact, he played his first game at West Virginia before Brady had ever played for the Bucs.
I guess I take back my second round. I'd get him the 32, 7-year career, but they don't have a second-round pick. No. Trade back from 20 and then take him in the second round.
There you go. Yeah, and I mean, look, there's a chance I think he could go earlier than 20 if somebody falls in love with him. I also could see teams being worried about the injuries and the age and just letting him slide a little bit. That would not surprise me.
All right, there it is. Mel Kiper with the latest mock draft here on the home of the Cowboys, commercial free in the Expressway. 1080 KRLD meteorologist Dan Brunoff will be in studio to kick off Neighborhood Watch in 5 minutes to let you know how bad it's actually going to get tomorrow and this weekend. But the Darren Woodson Hall of Fame push continues.
Yes, and the Dallas Cowboys are all over getting out front of this. This is something where I believe I've heard we likely will be getting him in San Francisco for Super Bowl because he's out there doing the push again. But Darren Woodson,
which by the way, I believe when he showed up with us last time, he knew already.
He knew.
Mm-hmm.
He already knew. And imagine going through that interview as if it was still up in the air.
Well, because I think nobody's told me this, but I think the knock thing is actually kind of like performative theater. The little here's your knock. I think they already know when they get that knock that they were
really.
Yeah, I think that's the theater in a lot of ways.
Ask Jerry.
I've said this before.
That was an all-time great knock moment.
I've said this before. My favorite quote about Darren Woodson came from Nate Newton, who said, "We didn't have sub packages. We had Darren Woodson. Darren did everything else so everyone else could do their jobs." And that's the way he was. He changed the scope of their defense, the way it looked. This was a cool video that the Cowboys put together, and this is little bit of Darren talking, but mostly Michael Irvin, Dave Campbell, other people who have been with Darren Woodson throughout his career, just explaining to you how special he was as a player.
Darren Woodson would lay a hit on you, but also had the ability to take a tight end out, to play slot receiver.
He's a warrior. I mean, that's another word we throw around too much.
Seriously, think about it. 6'2", 228. He's covering Jerry Rice in the slot.
Why not do it?
And Woodson goes all the way in for the score.
And that should be the club record-setting tackle for Darren Woodson.
He deserves it because you add character, his leadership, what he meant to a football team that won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. When he put that helmet on, played with his heart, he set a standard for all of us. All of us.
The Dallas Cowboys all-time tackle leader, 5-time Pro Bowl selection, 4-time All-Pro, 3-time Super Bowl champion, and the Bart Starr Man of the Year.
There's no gimmies in life, trust me on that. And there's nothing that I feel like I deserve, but I do feel like I left something that's Hall of Fame worthy.
It's good stuff, and I hate all you need to know about Darren Woodson, and it's wild to me that if there's all this influence, it hasn't resonated with the voters yet to this point. When Gary Myers tells us Parcells calls him every year to say, what are we doing about getting Darren Woodson in? And when you hear Nate Newton gets mad when it comes up that he's not in, he gets really angry. He's like, it's such disrespect to the way the game was changed by Darren Woodson. And you see some of the reaction. Brian Urlacher told you guys years ago when you guys had him on, he said, my favorite player growing up was Darren Woodson. That guy, it's ridiculous that he's not in the Hall of Fame.
I'll give it an unpopular. I'll be the unpopular one here.
Oh, no.
With some outside perspective.
Because the wrong Woodson's in the Hall.
Tell him that when he sits down with us at Super Bowl.
Bobby.
Rod? Yep. Yeah.
Bobby.
Look at his face.
I mean, listen, I just...
Bobby loves Rod Woodson.
I do love Rod Woodson.
Is he your all-time favorite corner?
No, but I think he's really, really... I think he's behind Dion is probably the next best one.
Are you just going off of Mike Irvin's opinion, RJ?
Have you ever met a receiver who was like, yeah, he was good?
Him.
Yeah, they all say they say every corner across from them is trash. They all do it. Just like Jalen Ramsey said, Josh Allen sucks. Aaron Rodgers, awful. Like, that's what they do.
I don't know. I heard soft. I've heard the word soft.
So that's it. You're just taking it from Mike.
Yeah. That's it. I'm taking it from Mike.
Here's what I'll just say. Here it is. Irvin calls Woodson soft, 2009. Just growing up, and this is in Maryland, but, it was Redskins country. Darren Woodson was never... It's like I had to come to DFW and educate everyone on how people thought of Kevin Garnett versus Dirk. I think Dirk passed Garnett with the last part of Dirk's career. But early on, I think everyone had KG over Dirk, probably outside of DFW. Darren Woodson was never a guy, and this is being a 14-year-old football fan. Let me qualify. Teenager. Darren Woodson was never a guy that resonated like on my radar on that national scale. You'd have Steve Atwater, Ronnie Lott. I'm trying to think of any other safeties at that time.
Which those two are great safeties who I think you could make an argument would be above Darren in history.
And they also had like an easier marketing play, like Ronnie Lott, no finger, the hardest hitter of all time, Steve Atwater dropping the hammer on you.
Pinky.
Huh?
It was a pinky.
That was a pinky that he lost. But I never was like, oh my gosh, Darren. And I think it also gets lost with the greatness of those Cowboy teams because all the media focus was on the triplets.
Which did you
right? But and that
I remember Ken Norton nationally, Charles Haley nationally.
As an outsider, though, didn't you think? And maybe not, but didn't you think at the time he's better than Leroy Butler? Like, I've never met anybody who thought Leroy Butler was better, and he got in, and I don't know why. Right. I still don't know who was the big advocate there.